In this video on Advanced Find for Microsoft Dynamics for Sales, we're going to build on the introduction that we did in the first video where we explained how to find Advanced Find, how to construct a basic query, how to change the data that's brought back when you run a query, and how to save that query for future use. In this video, we're going to explain how to extend your querying capabilities by being able to incorporate OR statements. Now, this is one in a series that we're doing. This video is specifically for the legacy version Advanced Find. There are two versions, and which you have access to will depend on how your administrator has set up your system. But we have a full set of videos for both the modern version and the legacy version of Advanced Find. If you don't recognize what you're seeing on my screen as I go through this, it's probably because you've got the modern version, and you can see below for links to videos about the modern version. Equally, if you've got any content suggestions or you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. So, in the first video, we used the example of creating a list of people in Seattle that were active and they had an email because we wanted to invite them to a seminar. And we saved that as a view which we called test 1, and those that were the people on my list. If I go to Advanced Find now, because I was in that view, it will pick that up as my view within Advanced Find, and if I just click on details, it will allow me to edit it. So let's carry on with the example of our seminar, and let's say we feel that we've not got enough people to invite in Seattle, that we want to extend the query out so we get a list of people in Seattle and Redmond. So what logically I might want to do is click on the field, add address 1 city, accept the default of equals, and we're going to put in Redmond. So that looks on the surface to be correct, that I've got people in Seattle and Redmond who are active and I've got an email address. But if I click on the results, no data comes back, whereas before I was getting at least 4 people within Seattle. So if I go back to the Advanced Find, I can see something's wrong. Reality is, if you come to think about it, I can't have my address being in Seattle and Redmond. They're mutually exclusive. So in order to make this query work, I've got to group together Seattle and Redmond and put them as an OR. So we want people in either Seattle or Redmond. The way I can do that at this stage is just select row, just by clicking the down arrow to the left of the row, select the other row. Now I've selected the 2 rows I want, and then if I go up to the top here, you can see there's a button that says group OR, so group those together in an OR statement. If I click on that, I can group those 2. So now you can see that's come together as an OR statement. They are in either Seattle or Redmond. Now if I click the big red exclamation mark to get my results, you'll see that that has now worked. So I've got 6 people instead of the 4 I had originally, and I've got 2 additional ones that have come in from Redmond. Now if I wanted to extend that, let's say I wanted to add another city, I wanted to add Renton. If I go to the OR button there, click on the arrow there, I've got the ability to do a number of things. I could ungroup it all, I could change that to an AND, I could delete it all, but I'm actually going to add another clause, or in other words, I'm going to add another line. And let's say we want to extend the mailing list further to include people in Renton. So if I now run my results, that has expanded out to 7, and we've got Jim Glynn here in Renton. So that's how I bring together a query involving an OR statement. Now, it's just worth mentioning that you don't necessarily need to do that with pick list fields. So if I picked out, let's find preferred method of contact if I can find it. There we go. Now, this is a pick list. So preferred method of contact equals, and if I click on this, it's showing me the pick list values. Now, what I can do, if I wish to, is select any of those. So I don't have to do a series of OR queries. I've selected them all, and it's not going to change anything. But if I run the results now, the query runs as we would expect it to. So just be aware that if you've got fields that are pick lists, you can select multiple values from that pick list without having to create multiple lines and group them together as an OR statement. Anyway, hopefully that helps you get to grips with using ORs within your advanced find queries. Please see the links to other videos in the series that we're doing on Advanced Find below, or if you've got any content suggestions or indeed need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. Thank you very much for your time, and hopefully see you again soon.